Hi guys, this is Patrick, straight out of my Fisker Ocean 1. Yesterday there was a big day at Fisker, and I got a lot of information I'd like to share in that video with you because Fisker laid off or made a mass layoff of people, and I found something, like where people been speaking out, how the process was walking like. This is what I'd like to share in that video with you. Plus, thanks to you guys, I'd like to say something additionally to Tata. I need to correct myself, so stay tuned and welcome to Gentleman's World. I'm holding here in my hand my mobile because I like to read through a couple of things which been happened. As I said, there was a mass layoff at Fisker, and I'd like to tell you, like what the people say. They cut access to everyone they were firing, and they didn't care to call. They sent an email out saying goodbye and then will collect their hardware eventually. The only thing I have to say is good luck, Fisker. Then he made some edits. They kept one engineer for each team and let go of all of managers, seniors, etc. Wolf mentioned that why people got laid off from departments to actually keep this brand alive. They had retained Natasha Fisker as an employee on their payroll. Nice, eh? Shows that Fisker are in for themselves. Also, first of all, I'm really sorry to hear. To all employees, maybe also following the channel. Guys, I love you. You did a brilliant job, and I think as you've been saying here as an ex-employee, you carried the brand. I think it wasn't like, like the top management, as you can say so, anymore. You guys been fighting, and thanks for that. What I have to say is my personal comment on how they get fired. I know it's in a lot of areas it's common, but I don't understand why companies acting like that. Is it really like that you are seeing your employees as just a cut cost, just cost, like it's a cost center and you like get rid of? We're walking from human to human, yeah. I think in the modern world, as you can see here, they get laid off and then you get directly into social media and you can spread around the world. Why people don't have the guts, like why a lot of managers not having the self-esteem or confidence to make such a process more human. Why do people not going to them, tell them, hey, we're in a financial crisis, we like to keep on going that business. At the moment we can't afford to pay you anymore and we get bankrupt and everybody will be harmed, and that's why we need to let you go. But on a later stage, because you did a very good job, we're going to employ or something like that. That would be a very human step. Or like how we can help you to get another job. But just like sending emails, and there are a couple of other employees talking about what happened. Yeah, they even didn't get an email, they just cut off. That's freaking bad, in my opinion. Makes me sad also, because if a company would be very loyal to customers and interested to help somebody and not being the greedies, as I said in my previous video, then they would have taken a step and would have said, okay, we do it more human, we do it better, because this would have given me also more confidence that eventually, like that brand will keep on going. But what else did he said? He says, as far as insight goes, I can try to be as vaguely specific as possible, which I can understand, yeah. Everything you hear from leadership are lies. They are blowing smoke up everyone's ass to try and survive. Henrik and Gita never cared and still not care about their employees. The vehicle are made extremely well. I've seen a lot of really bad accidents and the car is a tank. However, they sheeped out all of the software and hardware. They explain of the issues. This explains all the issues with the key fob, infotainment, warning lights, etc. Two things in that sentence here. It's about leadership. We hear a lot of voice already about the leadership, how they're acting, and seems to be really that this puzzle comes to your picture, because we see hearing that quite often. Again, I like to mention, if you get laid off, you may be very impulsive at this stage, especially when the process is so badly done like this. Then you're not coming with a smile or something like that home. You like to, like kick ass. This literally is also something which we should take in consideration. Anyhow, I had a chat with an ex-employee, and it's not even so long ago, yeah. And he confirmed on that also. He approached me and we had a conversation. He said like everything is controlled from the top management. They don't like to spend. They don't like to listen, yeah. And if I cross-link that also, for example, when it comes to Apple CarPlay or Android CarPlay, yeah, and there was in social media, even with Henrik, a lot of discussions where customers been requiring, do we get Apple CarPlay? And he was even pushing that, like, I'm doing the software better, the um, user interface will be better than anything else. I'm, like, I don't like to have this. So that was the argumentation. Seems to be that, like, again, a tiny puzzle in the whole picture. The second thing, which is quite positive, I need to say, is when he's saying, okay, the build is extremely well. And the good thing is also, in a case of accident, it's like a tank. So you ramp everything down, yeah. So maybe you kill the environment, but not yourself, yeah. Which is at the end a little bit positive. What else he's sharing? This is what you're going to talk about now. In the forum, there have been a lot of cool people, by the way, which ask really cool questions. Yeah. So people been asking, for example, why are you going for the exhibition? Like why there's money for that. The answer is most likely to try to keep their name on the radar. They're on the way out of business fact. They have the next no employees. So there are no employees left there, but they go exhibitions. That's normal, like surviving mode, I would say, also to make my personal comment. It's, by the way, it's my private personal opinion, like what I like to talk about, yeah, here. And also out of my experience with business a little bit, like how they're acting. Of course, when you're in a surviving mode, yeah, and especially when you are in a business to consumer environment, but it would be the same, for example, if you would be doing business to business, then you like to keep on shining, yeah. That's why, for example, Henrik consistently promoted till everything collapsed, the car is so significant. He needed to make marketing, yeah. That's a standard behavior, I need to say. And then the companies calculated it like that before, like we go totally bankrupt, we like to get our name out, sell maybe more cars, and this survives us instead of keeping employees. Yeah, that's a normal standard here. Yeah, but anyhow, what else was said? The baffling thing to me is that people who are still with the company are those ones that have completely failed to build hardware and software. They cooperate with each other. Those are the people that shouldn't be gone. They should have been gone years ago. And that's a very significant point because, like if you, again, puzzles, I try to do puzzles for a picture, yeah. If you have egos which are psychopaths and also the way how they're firing now people and they're treating customers, they like to, like circle around the yaysayers, the yes mens, like because they not open for any, yeah, how can I say, any concerns. They are not any, like they don't like to have negative feedback. The only thing like to hear that there is no problem, like, and if there's problem, solve it. I don't like to hear it. And I'm the man and I tell you what to do. And if you're not going, falling on your knees and kiss my feet, then you're the wrong person, yeah. I've seen that so often already in companies. Yeah, it's most likely really shitty, and especially shitty, like when you have like a family-owned business and the family thinks we are standing above everything. Yeah, that destroys a lot of things and literally says, yeah, okay, I said yes to you. We can bring that car on the road even when it's shitty. That's what they like to hear. Another puzzle makes me, as I said, very feeling sad about everything right now. But what else did he said? Will the company be purchased or not? Henrik has been reported that there are talks with multiple companies, organizations, banks for over 6 months. Personally, I think this is a bunch of Bologna. I like that phrase. Never heard that before, but I can. Bologna is, by the way, Bolognese, yeah, spaghetti, very good, yeah. Anyhow, the one thing about the leadership is that they did not communicate anything. It was poor silence for days, weeks on end. Leadership did not care about how the company would survive, but how they keep making themselves money. Even that means fucking over employees and customers. Apologize for the wording, yeah. That's read here. You see it also, like I make also screenshots, which I share with you. Yeah, again, like puzzle in the picture. That comes also with, remember when I was at service in Frankfurt, like I think 3 videos ago, wherever, um, that they said also, Patrick, we would love to say you something, but we don't have any information. So it matched actually, like with a lot of other dots, yeah. I need to say it makes a blue picture, yeah. He also says, I can't really say much on CRO. However, it was much more strict as far as everyone being tight-lipped. From my point of view, this was always the route Fisker was going to end up taking. There are no avoiding it. The focus of the teams have been survival mode up until the layoffs today. I'm sure that will continue for the next few weeks until the 28th. But I don't see anything happen that will keep the ship sailing. Internally, everybody was anxious, depressed, and quite frankly over the toxins of environment. It is somehow somewhat a breath of fresh air not coming into work, wondering if my access will be cut. I think that says everything. Of course, like if you're not successful and you have a lot of stress from employees because there are cars not working and stuff like that, that's not helping to make a satisfying work environment. Plus, I need to say, under this management, who would be pleased or happy to work? Yeah? That's really, really bad. Yeah. Then there was another question which I like to answer here as well, yeah, which is very important. One of the guys asked, "What is about the service? Yeah, do we have maybe an insight about the service?" I'm sorry, I don't mean to be negative. So I believe Magna will be offering ongoing support vehicle if Fisker goes out of business. However, Gita thought these cars were going to be so great that she didn't want any spare parts made because she wants more money in her pocket. Parts should be actively getting made, but it takes months. Yeah, we know that, like actually they took cars which they had, took those parts out of those cars and put it into your car. It's what I did with mine as well. I think I reported it on my winter special when my car was so, not special, but with winter experience. Yeah, when I got my car back after this 2 months nearly, yeah. And they took, like parts from another car and changed it with mine. This is an open thing. I don't know if this is right to do, like the comment at the end, like I'm just like to be happy, and they made me happy with that. Yeah, of course, took too long and stuff like that. Um, so again, yeah, so it keeps on going back and forward. Yeah, also what he is referring to, I don't like to read everything through because it's maybe a little bit tiring. I sent you also the link where you're getting this from, that you can also have a look into the description. Anyhow, if you get asked, for example, like if the company is getting bought, he said after the moon, there could be something behind the company, but he is not referring into anything specific here. Yeah, people been also asking about what about software update? Does he have an insight? And he says like he don't think that the software will be going over 2.1. Yeah, by the way, I don't have 2.1 at my car right now, and I think there are a lot of cars out which don't have even 2.0. Which would be also mismatch, yeah, with with some information I got, because when I was in Frankfurt, they said they have seen already 3.0, but I have to say it's a really lot of mixed information about their software updates. Yeah, so I don't even think that they have a clue what they're doing. And like it seems to me also that like a lot of information, like he said, are very hidden. Yeah. So this is what I talked about, yeah. It's also about, like that other employees said, like they are unhappy with the cutoffs and the toxic environment. So guys, yeah, it looks really hard, yeah. Again, I can't believe that like a company is acting like that. It frustrates me, yeah, because again, I don't know. It's just shitty, like you don't treat people like that, especially when they belong with you. Guys, there's one point that you are again the greatest community on the world, yeah, because thanks to everybody comment on my last video. I need to correct myself, because remember I was talking about the advantages Tata could take over Fisker, and one of the advantages I said as an argument is that they get a footprint into Europe and the US. And actually they have already, yeah. And thanks to everybody which have given me the hint, yeah. Due diligence, huh? Yeah, Patrick, sorry for that. Like I should have made better, like investigation, because when I looked on Tata, I didn't realize or haven't seen it on the first space. They own Land Rover and Jaguar. Yeah. And that's why I like to correct myself and apologize for, like didn't mention it on the video before, which takes a little bit like the argumentation away. But I have to say, on the other hand side, it gives also maybe another positive view on Tata if this really happens after what we heard in the video before. Because when you look where, for example, the IP has been done is with Magna. So there could be, like contracts which they could realign. Maybe they could also, like homologize, also standardize the platforms for future cars, yeah, and take, for example, the Fisker to say, okay, we do an electrical vehicle, like they look already similar. So it would be in that spot of Land Rover and Jaguar fitting a little bit because the designs are pretty similar to each other, yeah. So it could be an advantage. But anyhow, I like to apologize that I didn't mention that in my last videos, but I like to also say thank you guys that you told me about, because that's how the community should be, and everybody was very polite when he told me that. It was like that, like, Patrick, you and me, yeah. So thanks for that, really appreciate it, yeah. So guys, this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if there are updates, or, like as I said in my other video, there will be other videos coming as well. I keep you in the loop. Otherwise, I wish you a wonderful day. See you next time. Cheers. Bye-bye.